is the last of our theme for the year, but I'll catch you up, don't worry. Before I launch into the talk, however, I would like to thank the Austins for a wonderful Christmas dinner for the community and how it just looked so great. There are bunches of photographs up on Facebook, on our site, on the Golden Gate Center site, about the party, so it looked like it was really, really a wonderful time. So thank you so much. So this whole year, 2014, we have had a theme called The Year of Yes, Living What We Believe. And what we believe is an essay that was written probably in the 1930s or 40s by our founder when someone said to Ernest Holmes, now just what is it you guys believe? And so he just kind of went into this rapture of what he believed, and that's what comes down to us as what we believe. The entire essay is on this poster board right here, but it's also on some of the tables around in its entirety. And what we've done over the year is we have taken one of the 12 statements in it and talked about it each month. So we're on the last one. And the theme for this whole month is You Are Eternal. And it kind of wraps around to the first statement in the essay. But this essay, or this month, is about eternal life. But in order to get there, let me review with you what the 12, I'm not going to read the 12 statements, but I'm just going to go through and you just kind of open your heart and receive this entire work that we've done this whole year. So God, we call the first cause because that started everything. And the first cause is not only everywhere in and through the entire universe, but it indwells each and every one of us, no matter what we've done, who we are, what we've said, all of that stuff. You can't get away from God because God is all there is. This one is eternal and immortal, and therefore that realm of the eternal and immortal that we call heaven is also within us because you can't get away from that either. So God is personal in addition to eternal and immortal for anyone who seeks the personalness of God. And we can know the mind of God, which is one with our own mind, by working with our creative capacity, which is simply thinking. We think our thoughts, and that is the creativity that runs the universe. Just like Jean said, your tomorrow is being created by the thoughts that you think today. So we can heal through the power of this mind by affirming healthy thoughts, and it's not always just as easy as that. That's why you have to take classes and every once in a while see a practitioner so that you can get all prayed up. So the working of the mind is creative, it can heal, and we can choose the experiences that we want in our life because there is no resistance to any good. God has given all good, and it is our work to receive that good. And then it culminates with this statement, which is, we believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God. And that is what we spend our lifetime working on, integrating into our awareness, so that this philosophy not only becomes second nature to be able to speak it, but we live it naturally. And over time, let me just take a little, well, you don't have to raise your hands, but you can. For those of us that have been in this for some years, has your life gotten better? Yeah, so that's why we keep coming. So the title today, as Jean previewed for us, is There Ever an Ending? So if you have been here over this month and over this year, you could probably answer that, just like I'm going to answer it this morning, because we have differentiated between the eternal realm and the realm of time and space. And there are different properties in each one of these realms, which we co-inhabit. We are in eternity right now, and we are in the realm of time and space right now. So, yes, there are endings in the earthly plane. We have beginnings, middles, and endings. We experience them all the time. We, each one of us, have experienced our first breath in this incarnation, and each one of us will experience our last breath, first and last. This is a wonderful topic, I think, to talk about at the end of a cycle, which the year, the 2014, it's coming to an ending. We're not ever, any of us are going to have April 2014 again. It's done. It's over. So the lessons in this realm of time and space have to do with enjoying the fleeting blessings, not wasting time, not waiting to love, not waiting to forgive, but using that gift of time, which is in this realm, wisely. So yes, there are endings in the realm of time and space. And no, there are not endings, we imagine, in the realm of eternity, because that's what eternity means. It goes on forever. There's not an ending. So there's no beginning and no ending to God and to us in our eternal state. So there is continuity. So that is the word for today, continuity. And that's a beautiful little path in the sunlight there. So as I said, we live in both realms simultaneously, and hopefully today, as we end 2014, I can help us become more masterful in each realm. Before I launch into that, I want to turn your attention to this gorgeous altar by Carine. And this is one of Carine's art pieces that is in the middle that depicts both the realm of eternity and the realm of time and space, because eternity is the heart shape, the love that traverses realms, and in the middle there's a face and little body parts that are about the incarnation that we have in this time, in this space. So it beautifully encompasses everything that we live. So are you ready to launch into becoming more masterful with me? Yes? Okay, good. So let's look at the plane of endings first, all right? So isn't that a great image? I mean, that is so, yeah, all those hours that have passed and we're not having again. So the first is, of course, to enjoy everything in life that is fleeting. So my desire for myself, and if you like this, you can say, me too, I want to do that too, but my desire for myself is to pause several times a day and say to myself, this is a perfect moment, thank you. This is a perfect moment, thank you. So I had many, 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 many perfect moments over this holiday season because both children were here, and I want to just tell you a story of one of the perfect moments, which you can have in the privacy of your own home as well. So there is a game on your smartphone that you can get. It's an app, a free app. It's called Heads Up. And it's a game of charades. And Ellen DeGeneres previews this game for you. And so the way you play it is that you have your smartphone in front of you, and you pick a category, and then a word comes up on your smartphone, which everybody in your group gives you clues for because you can't see it. You're holding up the smartphone like this. So like, like movies or events or Christmas events or something. So you hold this up, and everybody tries hysterically to give you clues so that you will say what's on the phone. And then you tilt it this way if you have no chance of getting it, and you tilt it this way if you get it right. And so it goes so fast that you get screwed up. You wave it around, and it doesn't really even, it doesn't count points so much, because the real hysterical part of it is that it is taking a movie the entire time. So that the people that are being hysterical trying to give you clues, you immediately, look at yourself being idiotic. Perfect moment. I mean, we laughed so hard, and so I just want you to, everybody that has a smartphone, go out and get that, and just, go to the cafe and gather a group of people and play this game. And I mean, on the bus, just come on, gather around and let's play this game. It's hysterical, and that moment will never come again. So I'd really love to lose it in laughter, and so that's one of my favorite moments. So, are y'all sleepy this morning? Okay. Okay. I thought that was funnier than. Thank you. Okay, good. Next is practice being done with things. So if we can calmly say that's over, often when things are concluded, then we get in practice of leaving things behind that are done, because it's hard for us to do this because we don't want good things to end. So I'm telling you that good things usually don't have to end. Even if a person leaves your life or if a pet leaves your life, that good that you have had with that person or pet can happen again. It really, really can. But there are some things that we want to be done with. There are ways of being that are not skillful that we want to be done with. And then there are other things, like for me, going on those upside down rides, I could be done with that. I don't have to go upside down in a Ferris wheel or, one of those loop-de-loop things. I might find myself on one of those rides, but I'd be okay if it was over. So, but then there are other things that you really, like I really want to be over with being selfish. I'm so much better than I was, but I still have those tendencies. And the more I can say, I'm over with the upside down rides. And I can also be over with being selfish, because there are other things that I want to practice being over with, so that when it comes to the big being over with this realm, I'm okay with that. And the more that we do the first thing, which is appreciate fleeting moments, the easier it is to be over with some things that are done, that need to be done, so that we can practice that. So it's important to consciously conclude chapters in our life so that our energy is available for the new, because I imagine that some of you have remnants of a half a dozen finished relationships that you kind of drag along with you. And you say some things like, what if I had done that? Or if only I had done that, something like that. And that feeling of if only is that relationship that's not exactly finished that you're dragging along behind you. So there are some ways that you can be done with things, and again, as you practice them over and over again, the easier it gets. So in my book about ritual, I wrote a ritual about divorce, helping people get through divorce, because that's one of the things in my experience that people drag along with them, is that feeling of failing in a marriage, and I don't believe in that. I don't believe that we ever make a choice that is consciously headed for failure. We don't wake up one morning and say, okay, I'm going to choose this because this is really going to give me a lot of agony, and in the end, I am going to feel like it's a failure, and so I'm choosing this. We don't do that. We choose from the best place that we are at any particular moment, and then things change. And it's good to be done when we recognize that it's over. So I'm going to read to you a little bit about this, because it just came to me that it might serve some of you, and it also gives you a clue for how to use a ceremonial act to be done with something. So this is what one of the things that the officiant says. Sometimes a union that was perfect in its time completes its purpose and is no longer right or appropriate. So it seems to be with the two of you. You were called together, and now you are called apart. This is not because of a defect in either of you. This conclusion should be undertaken with great consideration and respect for your former partner as well as yourself, for ending a marriage is a deep matter for your two lives and your two souls. You have considered this decision greatly, is that correct? And then they respond, and the ceremony goes on a little bit. And then, just as in the marriage, there are repeating vows for these two who are separating. And these are some of them. I free you from the vows you made to me on our wedding day. From this day forward, love, faithfulness, sharing of resources, and emotional support are not mine to expect from you. Your future is your own. I honor you for all you have been in my life, and I release both of us from the marriage we had. So can you see how this is helping on the inside? And I've done this, I've done 2 of these myself, and at the request of the people. And it's very powerful for both. You can do this, of course, just one of you, but it's very powerful for both. And then at the very end, the officiant says, good. Then each of you please repeat after me. Our paths, which were together, now separate. Thank you for all you are and all you gave me. I bless you on your way. May life be good to you, and may you find great happiness. I honor both of you, and then the officiant says, I honor both of you for creating more peace through this ending rather than more conflict. May your lives from this moment forward be filled with light, and may you be blessed in deep and surprising ways as you move forward in your individual lives. And so, because it is your mutual wish to end this marriage, I declare each of you, Sally and Sam, to be free, single, and on your own. Go now your separate ways, and know that with God, you are never alone. So, you see how an ending can be blessed. And that energy that was all caught up in something can be untangled, untied, and freed so that the energy may be given again in the next commitment. And so that's the last thing on the endings plane, is celebrate when endings give way to new beginnings. So we have a whole new year to look forward to. And at the end of my talk in the inner work, we're going to have a little ritual about truly letting go of 2014 and carrying its blessings forward and leaving everything behind that we can, so that we can be fully available for when 2015 starts. So these are the skills that we need in this realm of endings, and that is simply to be good at ending something when it's time to let go, to declare it to be done, to bless it on its way, and to free us for the next iteration of our creativity. So now I want to look at the path of continuity. So interestingly enough, both of these images were spirals, yes? So this is the realm of continuity. The first thing is visit often to be filled. So although we are always in the realm of eternity, because the realm of relativity, this earth plane, is so seductive, and because our sensory apparatus is so attuned to sights and sounds and feelings and tastes and touches, that we spend a lot of our time on this earthly plane dealing with what is here. And yet we are equally or even more so inhabitants of eternity. And so spiritual practice is what gets us in touch with that realm that never changes. So we have 5 spiritual practices that we talk of regularly that we recommend that everybody does every single day. And if you don't know how to do some of these things, just sign up for any class, because all of them are taught in every class. So those are prayer, meditation, study, service, and giving of our resources. Prayer, meditation, study, giving service, and giving resources. Now, there's also so many other things. There's dance, there's art, there's cleaning your house if you do it in a sacred way. In fact, anything that you do with an awareness of your oneness with God becomes a practice, a sacred practice, that gets you in touch with the eternal realm. So I want to read you a little bit of this poem. I find ways to include this poem often because I love it so much. It's about the duck on the ocean. Now we are ready to look at something pretty special. It's a duck riding the ocean 100 feet beyond the surf. No, it isn't a gull. A gull always has a raucous touch about him. This is some sort of duck, and he cuddles into the swells. He isn't cold, and he is thinking things over. There is a big heaving in the Atlantic, and he is a part of it. He looks a bit like a mandarin or Lord Buddha meditating under the bo tree, but he has hardly enough above the eyes to be a philosopher. He has poise, however, which is what philosophers must have. He can rest while the Atlantic heaves because he rests in the Atlantic. Probably he doesn't know how large the ocean is, and neither do you, but he realizes it. And what does he do, I ask you? He sits down in it. He reposes in it as if it were infinity, which it is. That is religion, and the duck has it. He has made himself a part of the boundless by easing himself into it just where it touches him. And that's what we do with spiritual practice. We assume that we are touching infinity right where we are, right where you are right now. You are touching infinity. And the more that we can realize that, the more we are comfortable by locating in this realm of relativity and this realm of eternity. Then the next bit about the plane of continuity is to remind ourselves of our real home. So with every birth and with every death, there is a soul that is either going out for a spin or coming home. That's basically it. We're having our spin right now. And in the quote that we're dealing with today, we believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny. I think of that word destiny as the truth that we are going home. And in fact, this morning when I checked in with Facebook, as I have a little bit of a habit to do, as you know, Ram Dass was on my news feed this morning in Facebook saying, "We are all just walking each other home." Isn't that the sweetest thing? We are all just walking each other home. And home is that realm of eternity. And so we can in any moment tune into that source place for divine guidance and for love and for connection and for wisdom, because we're always, always a part of it. We can learn how to take our attention away from the sights and sounds of this world, although I love the sights and sounds of this world. I love them. But every once in a while, every day, it's nice to take ourselves away from that and realize that we are sitting down in the eternal realm right where we are. Then this one is something that I wanted to include, although I don't really know how it works. And that is contemplate taking all of our well-learned lessons with us. So I have worked very hard and continue to work hard in this incarnation to be more loving and less selfish and more forgiving and remembering my oneness with each one of you, and to curb my anger, and to be a better person, you know. Even though, you know, we're all perfect, whole, and complete, there's only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. In the expression of it, we have less than perfect skill. I do. So I've worked hard and I've gotten better. And I'm thinking that when I go home, that it will be better too because of all these lessons I learned. And I don't know how that works, because this is the realm of change and eternity is the realm of no change. So when I arrive back home, it may not matter that I've done all this hard work, but somehow I think it's going to matter. And so right now it matters to me. And so that's why I keep on working to perfect myself, to bring out the best version of myself that I can at all times. And so somehow I believe that it's going to matter for eternity that I do this work here. And I don't think that that's a part of the teachings of Science of Mind, but I believe it, so I just thought I'd share that with you. And to practice love and connection and forgiveness all the time is a benefit. It's certainly a benefit for this realm. And I imagine it's a benefit for eternity. And then finally is enjoy all of the divine qualities. So the divine qualities are infinite, because there's an infinite number of ways of being loving. Love is one of the infinite qualities. Peace, joy, creativity. They're all in unlimited amounts, and they show up from the realm of eternity. They show up in this life in all kinds of wonderful and creative ways. And as we seek them, they show up in greater variety. So that is another way that we can live in that eternal realm and express ourselves in this relative realm. So, in conclusion, when we work on more and more of the perfection of ourself here, somehow it just gets better. And I was reminded of this verse from 2 Corinthians. And you know, 2 Corinthians, it was written by Paul, who visited Corinth. Corinth is a city in Greece, and the letters that he wrote to the new Christians in Corinth is what came down to us as 2 Corinthians. So this is chapter 3, verse 18. But we all, with open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord. So here we are, we're looking in a mirror, and we're seeing the glory of the Lord. With open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory. So that tells me that as we perfect our life, as we see the face of God in our own face, as we strive to live the divine qualities of God, that we are changed from glory to glory. And if this is true for me as I look in the mirror, this is true for you as I look into your face. And I know how hard y'all work to perfect yourselves. And it is, you know, I think this year has been a great year for us to see the glory of God in each other. I see it in you. And I just want to, at this point, at the end of the last talk for this year, thank you for a great year and what a great foundation this is going to make for 2015. So thank you. And your takeaway is, I am a traveler between the realms of time and eternity. So I promised you a ritual in the inner work. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to pluck out a hair. And for those of you that have less hair on your heads, just find some hair and pluck it. And keep a hold of it. Keep hold, but you don't have to keep a hold of it because you have to play with both hands. So, so just hold your little hair in your fingers, and if you would, close your eyes. So this hair is a symbol of you and the energy you are finishing as the year finishes. So right in your seats right now, touching eternity exactly where you are, imagine, if you would, with your eyes closed, that there is a bag. It can be a beautiful, decorated bag right at your feet. And you're going to put into this bag the things that you're done with, that you are ending with 2014. So you might think back over the year, knowing that you can take with you anything you want, but leaving things is really good so that you have the energy for the things that you're taking with you and the new things. So any projects that are completed, just gently put them in the bag with all of that gratitude for work well done. And ways of being, like the selfishness that I identified in myself, if there are ways of being that you're done with, put them in the bag. And then the lessons that you've mastered, all that working and striving, you can put that in the bag and take the learned lessons with you. And sorrows that maybe you have carried with you for years and years, but just now you realize that you can let them go now. And so you put the sorrows in the bag. Chapters of your life that have concluded, you can put them in the bag. And then sometimes we've had dreams in our life that the dreams haven't exactly manifested, but we've lost the energy for the dreams. And that's okay, because as we put those old dreams in the bag, our heart becomes enlivened with new dreams. Anything else that can free up energy, all that wants to be left behind, put that in the bag. Release people, release places, release old anger, resentment, tears and fears. All of that goes in the bag. And then 2014, minus about 3 days, that goes in the bag with much gratitude. And in fact, a lot of gratitude for all of that, because it was all useful. And now, as a symbol that you are really ready to let all this go, you put that symbol of your physical energy, your body, your physicalness, into the bag as well. You drop the hair into the bag. The bag seals itself closed and disappears. And all of that old energy is gone. You take a deep breath and realize there's a lot more room in there. And it's all ready for what is coming. Blessed be.